to America. And I'm going to turn it over to Lenell Jones III, our co-host.
Well, thank you, Al. And hello, everyone out there. I'd like to start out, first of all, thanking my Heavenly Father and my earthly Father for allowing me to be in your electronic presence once again, and allowing me to be in cyberspace. And I just thank you for viewing our show, and we have some interesting topics today, along with a tribute to Albert R. Goldsmith. It's going to be a great show, and it's a very important day in history today, because the topic is basically you need to get out and vote today. So I'm going to turn it over to Al and see what Al's working on.
Well, we are going to speak about voting a little bit later, but right now we're going to go head on into the second clip titled Clip 2, Voting. So Monica and Kurt, as soon as possible, please take us into the second clip, and when we come back, I will say a few words, then my co-host and temporary co-host, why you get out and vote, or at least our opinion. So when you can roll the tape, we'd appreciate it. So this truly is the great day of decision. It is not the day for you to stay home. It is not the day for you to say, my candidate has no chance of winning, so I'm not going to vote. It is not the day for you to say, my candidate is going to win by a landslide, so you stay home. No, it is not the day for any of us to stay home. Our very lives are at stake. Yes, our very lives and our way of life. In the last 4 years, we've okayed torture on our enemies. And we've okayed wiretapping of potentially every American. We've okayed an identification card that if you don't have one, you amount to a non-citizen. We've okayed this. Not me, not you, but our government. Today's the day that you can say no to that. Today, believe it or not, is that great day. November the 4th, 2008. And I can go on and on as to why you need to vote, but I'm not going to do that. What I am going to tell you is I may not look my usual happy self. I may not look as well kept. I may look worn out or tired. There's a perfectly good reason for that. If you watch this show today or on the rebroadcast at 6 p.m. every Tuesday, you will find that we have a very heartfelt and very, very sad announcement to make today. And if you've watched this show regularly, you will probably be saddened as well. Making this video is very difficult for me at this point because of the announcement you're going to hear. For those of you who've gone to my site, you already know. For those of you who've never gone to my site, you're about to know. But I'm going to leave you with this. No matter what happens in life, no matter what obstacle you may personally have, this is the day that you can change your future, my future, and possibly your grandchildren's futures, and so on and so forth. You can make a choice that we're going to go back to the Constitution of the United States. There's one candidate, one and only one, who's consistently voted in favor of the Constitution and your civil liberties. I won't tell you who that is. I've already told you that in the past. But I will tell you, if you haven't yet voted, shut off my show. Shut it off. Get out there, get to the polls, and you vote. Now, I realize this video's, I may be dark on one side, bright on the other side. It may not be the greatest area to be doing it in. It's not the the video that matters. It's the message. It's the content. My friends, this is the great day of decision. Get out there and vote. And now we will be going to the live portion of Humanity Matters. And I must tell all of you, if you choose not to get to the polls and not to vote, you are risking the future of every American. Yes, it is that dramatic. Yes, it is that serious. I implore you, do not let your non-participation be the downfall of this great nation. It is you who must get to the polls. With that, I will remind you that you, yes, you, and humanity, it really does matter. More than many of us will ever know. That's how much it matters. So get to the polls. And I'll talk to you soon. Well, as you can imagine, that looked like a pretty rough video for me to get through. And later in the show, you're going to find out exactly why. If you haven't figured it out, if you look at the credits and the title of this show, it kind of gave you a clue as to why. But I want to speak for half a second or a few seconds here. You notice that I've been saying, shut off my show and get to the polls and vote. Let me tell you something. Speaking from the heart. It is about the future of this nation. So any of you who don't believe that, any of you that just don't see that, consider this, that right now as we speak, there is a bill in the Senate of the United States, Senate, that is called the Violent Radicalization Act. It has a few other things. Well, essentially what it would do is it would end free speech completely in America. If you dissent, if you speak out against wrongdoings of the government, guess what? If this becomes law, you would be considered a homegrown terrorist. I said that. Now, that bill is Senate Bill 1959. The House version is House H.R. 1955. That already passed, I think a year or two ago. So right now we're talking about possibly abolishing dissension. That means every talk show host in America, whether they're syndicated, national, you name it, if we speak out against the government, we can be considered enemies of the United States. And if that happens, because of laws that already exist, we could be tortured legally. We could be imprisoned indefinitely without habeas corpus, and so on and so forth. So if you think that this is not that great day of decision, if you decide to stay home because you just don't want to go, then your family will suffer. That's not fair tactics. That's reality. Your family, my family, and this great nation will suffer because we are on the verge of losing our civil liberties, our right to speak out. Now, you don't have to believe a word I say, or Lenell, or Frida, or Nancy, or Annette. I don't ask you to drink the Kool-Aid, as they say. I ask you to go to the Googles, the search engine Google. Go to www.votesmart.org. Go to the Senate.gov, www.senate.gov, house.gov. Because when you do and you research this,